Mansa Musa, Africa's Golden Emperor, the richest man who ever lived. In a world obsessed with billionaires, few know that the richest man in all of human history walked the earth more than 7 centuries ago, not in Europe or Asia, but in the heart of West Africa. His name was Mansa Musa Keita I, Emperor of the Mali Empire. A ruler so wealthy that his generosity bent economies, his vision reshaped nations, and his legacy still whispers across the sands of the Sahara. Today, we journey back to the 14th century, to discover how one African king built an empire of gold, knowledge, and faith that dazzled the medieval world. Long before Mansa Musa's reign, the land of Mali was already blessed. The mighty Niger River carried life to its cities, caravans brought salt, ivory, and cloth across the desert. The empire's founder, Sundiata Keita, had united the Mande people and laid the foundation for a prosperous kingdom. By the time Musa inherited the throne in 1312 AD, Mali controlled some of the richest goldfields on earth, Bambuk, Beret, and Wangara. At that moment in history, half of the world's gold came from West Africa. But gold alone didn't make Mali powerful, it was Musa's leadership that turned it into a legend. When Musa became emperor, he was barely 30. He ruled over a realm larger than Western Europe, stretching from the Atlantic Ocean to modern-day Niger. His people traded with North Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. Yet Musa's first acts weren't about war or conquest. He strengthened administration, appointed governors called pharaohs, and encouraged farmers to expand cultivation along the Niger. He valued justice, stability, and learning. But his deepest devotion was to his faith. A committed Muslim, Mansa Musa dreamed of performing the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca, not only as a religious duty but as a statement to the world, that Africa stood as a center of civilization and prosperity. In 1324, the world witnessed something it had never seen before. From the royal city of Niamey, a caravan set out across the Sahara, led by Mansa Musa himself. He was accompanied by over 60,000 people, soldiers, officials, servants, and scholars, and hundreds of camels loaded with gold dust and ingots. Each camel carried as much as 300 pounds of pure gold. As the convoy crossed deserts and kingdoms, stories spread like wildfire, of golden clothes glittering under the sun, of servants bearing staffs of silver, of endless lines of people stretching beyond the horizon. When Musa reached Cairo, the capital of Egypt, his generosity stunned the city. He gave gifts to the poor, funded mosques, and showered gold upon merchants. So much gold flooded the market that the value of the metal collapsed, and inflation rippled through North Africa for more than a decade. The world suddenly realized that somewhere in the heart of Africa lay a kingdom richer than any in Europe or Arabia. After fulfilling his pilgrimage, Mansa Musa returned to Mali, not merely as a wealthy monarch, but as a visionary. He brought back architects, engineers, and scholars from Egypt and the Middle East. One of them, the Andalusian architect Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, designed grand mosques and palaces in the Sahelian style, clay towers rising beneath the desert sun. Among his masterpieces was the Djingarabur Mosque in Timbuktu, still standing today after 7 centuries. Musa transformed Timbuktu into a beacon of learning and trade. He established the University of Sankore, attracting scholars from across Africa and the Islamic world. Thousands of manuscripts on astronomy, medicine, mathematics, and law filled its libraries. Under his guidance, Mali entered its golden age, a civilization built not only on wealth but on wisdom. When Mansa Musa passed away around 1337, his empire remained one of the greatest powers on earth. European mapmakers, astonished by tales of his pilgrimage, immortalized him on the Catalan Atlas of 1375, a black king seated on a golden throne, holding a nugget of gold aloft. Centuries later, historians still marvel at his achievements. Economists estimate his fortune, adjusted for today's value, at over $400 billion, more than any modern billionaire. But the true measure of Mansa Musa's greatness was not his treasure, it was his use of wealth to build, to educate, to connect, and to uplift. He showed that African power could be sophisticated, cultured, and compassionate. Narration: the desert winds may have buried the caravans of gold, but the spirit of Mansa Musa still echoes in the heart of Africa. A reminder that greatness isn't only found in wealth, but in the vision to use it for a purpose beyond oneself. He was more than the richest man who ever lived. He was a builder of civilization, a messenger of faith, and a king whose light still shines through time. Sunrise subscribe for more historical videos.